G'day everyone, Professor Maple here. We're back on the Sprucecraft server. And look at where we are. We haven't seen this area in a long time. Yeah, we're back working on the vault today. Going back to some projects that I started and haven't finished and need to finish, so I will finish them. Yes, we've got some work yet to do here. We've got we've got item transportation that we're going to work on today. Also have some storage to fill in and whatnot as well. And anything else is just sort of gravy on top. You know, you can have your mashed potatoes and your butter and your steak and whatnot. But the gravy, that's like the awesome extra bit that goes on top. So that if we find any gravy, we'll definitely add that in there today. But today, yes, we're definitely working on the item transport system. We're gonna rip out this bit here and improve it. Yes, ripping it out is equal to improving it because of this stairs. In the recent in one of the recent updates or snapshots and spooky noises, stairs, you know how you sort of drop an item on it, and where's my L button here? Drop an item on it and it bounces around like that? Well, Doc M, good old Doc M, one of the 7 sages of Minecraft, he and a few of his friends have found a way to make item transportation a lot more efficient using stairs instead of the packed ice there. So we're gonna rip that out. We're gonna take the water out first, of course, and rip that out and replace it. And I'll be back in a sec to show you how exactly this is gonna work here. Where's my silk touch? There. All right. So this is essentially the mock-up of the channel that we're gonna have. It's a little bigger than actually no, it's about the same size. It's a little bigger in the bottom, I guess, but it's necessary because essentially what's gonna happen here, and I've done some testing as you can see, is the item travels down this little notch in the stair and it actually gets pushed along by the water, which occupies this level here. So the item is going to be big enough to sit in this little notch and be pushed by the water. And essentially the usual stairs bouncing mechanic still applies. So it's gonna bounce along, and that's just landed right on top. Demonstration ruined. Anyway, so essentially what we have here is essentially it's similar to, I'll link it in the description, Doc M's video where he shows the item streams and the race. He races items essentially. So he's got the one where he just has the compact ice, the packed ice there along the bottom of the channel, and then the other one he has the stairs. But you know what? What I didn't see in that video, what I kind of wanted to test out here, is like sometimes you put packed ice under blocks and it affects the speed of anything moving across them. So what I did there was I have the one channel that's just the stairs under the water channel as was shown. And then I've got another one here that's just the stairs, the water channel, plus the packed ice underneath the stairs as well. And so we're going to see if that affects the speed at all. Also, we're going to. When I was doing my testing here, I found out that yeah, the items can just kind of pop out this little cranny here, so you do need to have that covered up with something. I'm sure glass would be fine, but we're going to use solid blocks for the sake of the test here. And so I'm going to set it to nighttime so we can better see the... and we're just going to call it night. So we can better see the lights at the end and see what beats. We've got slime balls going through. We're going to see what beats what to the end. So this is the packed ice underneath the stairs. This is the just stairs. And I really just noticed that this texture pack has translucent slime blocks. If you look in the bottom right corner there, you can still see the corner of that stone block through the slime ball. Anyway, let's get to testing. No more distractions. So we're gonna do 3 of these. First one, you see they're both bouncing along. Okay, so the packed ice beat that first one there. I don't have like any automatic way of resetting this, so we have to grab the items every time. But you know, I just wanted to make sure it was a quick, simple test. Okay, so that first time went to the packed ice. Time number 2 here. It's going to the packed ice again. Okay, interesting. Because before I found out about the, well, obviously before I found out about the items leaking out the side problem with the stairs, stairs on their own were doing pretty well. But now, let's see what we've got. And yeah, so packed ice does appear to affect the rate at which the stairs transport items. So I think we're still gonna be using it, but for the sake of speed and efficiency, we're going to put it under the stair blocks, just to make sure that we've got that going on. I'm actually kind of curious. I haven't seen anyone do corners with this yet, so we'll see how that works, but I'm sure it'll be reasonably simple, hopefully. Anyway, back to the server. Alright guys, so we are back, and I think I've got this figured out now. So essentially what we're going to do is test out. My main concern was the corners here. So we have the water that's going to come down here. Items are going to fall into this slot here, still get pushed along by the water. It's going to stop here, but the items will keep going. We'll put another water source here, and it'll hopefully push them, or keep pushing them that way before it moves them this way. So hopefully that's what happens there, because that water stream there, like if it catches them and they go along this way, then, well, I'll just have to turn all the stairs around, I guess. But if it's sort of like a some do one, some do another thing, then we might have to change our plans again. So we'll test that out. We will see how it goes. Got our water streams here. Oh, there's another thing I hadn't thought of either, was the water stream just pushes that way. So what would make it go that way then? It's possible I might just be overcomplicating things here. We'll see. We'll test it out. We've got a bucket here. Hopefully we can just... Oh, yeah, it's getting stuck. Oh, but it went. Okay. So that worked. What happens if we put a bunch of items in there? What if we do like half stack of, not quite a half stack of cobble there. And what is it, Shift L? No, that's just to drop one. Okay. Control L? Yeah, there we go. Okay, it bounces around. Visual glitches, but it ends up on its way. Okay, so... And we still have everything we had before, I believe. So this should work. Like, it's not maybe as quick in this section as I'd like it to be, but I don't think we're gonna end up with any items just hanging out on the glass here, which is what I was trying to avoid. So I think we should be all right. I'm gonna put some light in here just so that nothing spawns in the water channels. But otherwise, I think we're good. So we can... Actually, no, I'll fill that in with glass once we're done testing for sure. I totally just bumped my microphone, so sorry about that. And then I'm gonna just try and decide where the heck this water stream's gotta go, because there have been some changes to item filters since I initially decided to put this room in. So we're gonna go with the impulse. What's the term? What's the term when the breaks the... Essentially, but the old design that I used to use all the time would break if you had an overflow protection. There we go. That's sometimes my brain just doesn't work. Anyway, so we've got to figure out how much room we need for that and where the input line will come in for that as well before we put anything else in, because otherwise we're gonna not have anything to really hook it up to, and it'll just all be guesswork. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that, and I'll see you back in a little bit. Alright guys, we're back, and we've got a room that's actually starting to come together now. I put some ceiling in as well. I put some walls in, well, a bit more wall than we had before, just to sort of tidy things up. We have everything everything's labeled in the decoration. We got the dirt above where the dirt's going to be stored, gravel, netherrack, smooth stone, cobble, andesite, diorite, granite, and sugarcane from the sugarcane farm, which hasn't started pouring in yet because we still have to hook it up, and the rest of this will mostly be from mining except for the netherrack there. So yeah, we've got that going on. We're gonna put the smelter in here, as I've mentioned. We're probably gonna dig out like another adjacent room for that, because this section's been kind of shrinking during the build here. So we'll dig out another room for that. It was originally going to be along this wall as well, but no, not happening. And then we've got this corner area is going to lead to a manual mass storage system area. Not really a system. It's just going to be a bunch of chests that I put things in and then come and grab later. Might have it labeled and whatnot, who knows. Actually I should. And then we've got sort of the end area here where everything that doesn't get sorted out comes. I've taken these arrows from here already. And what we're gonna do now is just do the maiden test for the system, because I have prettied it up and whatnot for the most part so far, but I haven't really done anything with it yet. So we're gonna drop down here, hold space so we don't die to death. Hooray for redundancy. Plop these arrows in. And once we see the first one come up here, okay, yep, they're coming through. Wonderful. And we're just going to see the results of the first test here. We'll see if they get stuck, because that's really what we want to try and prevent here. Oh, they're moving along. They're moving along. But they're only moving that far. I didn't pick any up while I'm going along here. How many stuck here? 3 of them. Okay. Well, considering this is for mass items storage, I'm not too worried about just 3 of them getting stuck. Still only 3. Good. We have our the hoppers from the filter, and then I did put some bear packed ice here, not with stairs on top of it. I'll demonstrate why that is in a minute or two, a couple moments. Once we're done this test here, just looking to see. I still have 3, and then we've got, that's the rest of them there. Okay, so we have to maybe, how would we fix this? We've also got that really loud portal there. I do not have water buckets on me. Okay, but I can definitely mark it off for me to fix this section by, let's see, the crevice is there, so we want, oh no, the crevice is there, so we want the signs on this side, and then, like, it's mass storage, so, you know, all the diamonds and stuff I'll probably end up taking with me back to the surface anyway, but okay, so was that all? No, that's only 10 of the 11 arrows, but that's still the majority, so I still have something to fix. I think I'll fix whatever it is I need to fix here, and then come back and show you the result here. Okay guys, we're back. I've done some changes here. Actually, now that I think of it, I can take that out later. That glass doesn't need to be in there because we aren't using the stairs anymore, because I've just not been able to make it so that items and corners work without catching on the stairs. So, just for the sake of simplicity, I've replaced all the stairs and whatnot with just packed ice on its own, as per usual. I need to find a way of lighting that a little better, which I will probably, probably be sea lanterns or something, I'm sure. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to test out this thing again, and yes, this thing. And listen to the slimes go by. We've got 54 of those in there. They're coming up. And we're going to see them enter into the water stream here. Hopefully. Okay, yep, they are entering the water stream. There we go. So we put 54 of them in there. There should be, if we don't have 53 of them by the end, then we know something's gone wrong. Also, they won't go into the diorite chest because that will only filter out regular diorite. If we want polished diorite, it's going to end up over here. So we'll just see. Okay, yeah, here it comes now. I like having that channel. Before I was kind of like iffy on having that visible, but there wasn't really a way around it. But now I'm really glad I put the glass in there. Okay, so okay, it's filling up the chest there. I'm gonna just take out some of this extra glass we don't need while we're here, and hopefully not get overzealous with it and accidentally hit the glass above, because we don't want that water coming down while we're trying our test here. But the fact that items are actually making it that far is a good sign, because they weren't before. So yeah, this is going well. Okay, we're gonna see here. We've got 50 of 54, I believe it was, which is good. Like, it's not all of them, but considering this is for mass storage and not for like just anything valuable, it's really, the efficiency doesn't matter a ton. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna end up keeping things as they are now, except that I'm going to have to hook up the sugarcane farm in another episode later on, and work on the smelter and the manual storage room and all that lovely stuff. But you know, we've got some good stuff going on here. Also, I'd like to apologize for earlier in the episode, or maybe even currently in the episode, and maybe even later in the episode. I don't know. I don't find these things out till I edit the video and listen back and stuff. But my fan was super loud in some of the earlier clips there. It's been kind of hot. It's cooler today, but it's been rather hot lately, like 30 plus degrees Celsius. Americans can do their own conversions if you want. But it's been pretty hot. And so my computer's just kind of been, it's been chugging along. I feel bad about recording during the summer, but you know, It's just how it has to be. I want to put videos out. I want to make sure it's done in a timely manner. I want to make sure that I record whatever the weather. And yeah, so let's see. We've got that done. We've got. I think we're pretty much done for that update. I guess I'm gonna switch over to showing you why the stairs wasn't working with the hoppers. For those of you who don't really know why that is. Alright guys, so we're just gonna, I've done a mock-up here. So we've got empty hoppers, and these are essentially going to simulate the items being in the little nook there as they travel through the water streams over the item. Well, essentially what would happen, what I had there was I would have, let's see, let's do this over here. I have the stair above. Okay, so I'd have the stair above the hoppers in some places and just negate the ice because of space, and then like we'd have for the item filter, that would be like our filter hopper, and then we'd have sort of the rest of the system kind of feed into a hopper chain below. Not a long one, but a shorter one. That's why we have the water streams to limit that. But what would happen was that the items would come along the line here, and because let's see if I can do this first try here. Because the items would just kind of like go along the short bit of the. Are those going in? They're not on the ground, so they must. Yep, there they are. So yeah, they sort of are close enough in that sort of half slab part of the stair to get sucked up by that hopper below. So you know, they all just kind of zip into the hoppers and are never to be seen again. So that's why we had to get rid of the stairs, just for this application of this. I feel like for like item transportation, if you have to transport the items in a straight line, then the stairs work really well. But if you as soon as you put like a turn in there, at least as far as I was able to figure out, it kind of gets difficult. You can have items not going where they're supposed to and whatnot. So that's why we're not using the stairs. It is really cool, and I want to use it at some point, but it doesn't work for this build in particular. So we'll probably use it some other time. Alright guys, so it looks like I'm gonna end the episode here. Not just because of Noisy Portal and Waters, but I figure anything we start now, I'm almost certain I've got the water channels and whatnot working properly now. Anything we start now is just gonna take a whole episode's worth. So we're gonna close her down, shut her off, get going, and do something else away from the computer for a bit maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna see you next time. I hope you have a good now, and next episode we will be doing a thing and the stuff in the 50th episode. Shh! Surprises. So, I'll see you then, and goodbye!